and Jerry is tying up goodies for us to use this summer. I usually work on the boat. He takes care of the tackle, but today he's tying up looks like a spinfish. So I'm going to go ahead and have him show you how to do it.
Today I'm going to tie up a 3-inch spinfish and using Kamagatsu hooks, the Big River hook. I like the Big River hook, the sickle style. It seems to set the hook better for me. And on the end of these, we're going to put, I'll show you when we do it, from Gold Star, a little small hoochie, it'll increase the profile of the spinning fish, and it seems to really work for us. So, and I use, or I should say we use, 50-pound test leader, because when we get a fish up to the boat, a lot of times we'll just grab the leader and pull them in, and it doesn't affect the operation of the spinning fish at all. And on these, I'm going to use a 5/0 and a 4/0, and I trail the 5/0. So we'll tie up.
Okay, so we're using Blue Label cigar, right?
Yeah, blue Label cigar leader. That's the only leader we use on the boat, period. So I just.
A lot of stuff gets tied up on this table. Yes.
And I I cut the tag off. Some people don't. I think it just gets in the way, catches stuff that we don't want it to catch.
Yeah, you know what it is the big thing is this stuff isn't tied up. It's all tied up ahead of time. We're not, if we do this on the boat, it's because something came up and we have to switch colors or something. We don't, something oddball thing, which rarely ever happens, but it, having it all pre-tied makes a big difference.
Oh, I tie these fairly close together. When he grabs it, I want him to have a mouthful.
We've had a lot of good luck with that spinning fish.
That spinning fish has caught us. This color we're using right here has worked really good for kings. We use one that has a pink side on it for coho, and that really works for coho.
Yeah, I love fishing these up on the beach, behind the 360 Pro Troll, and that's been a really good producer. So, all right, so you got your hooks on.
Okay.
So we got a couple. What size are those?
It's a 5/0 that I trail, and a 4/0 is going to be the top. These little hoochies, they come shorter than this, also 2 inches. But right now I don't have a 2-inch here, so these are 2.5. So all I'm going to do is put them in there and cut about 1/2 inch off the back.
So you're cutting the.
They're the same length this way.
No, you're cutting the hoochie and a twinkle skirt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Looks like we got a kind of a yellowish Gold Star twinkle skirt in there, and then we have Purple Haze hoochie, which has been our kind of go-to.
Now this is the hardest. The hardest part of this whole thing is getting this leader up through this little. Okay, what I've done now is I put the twinkle skirt and the hoochie on the leader, and I'll just slide them down to the hooks. That twinkle skirt will go right inside. I kind of always do this. I don't know if anybody else does, but I just wet that a little bit because it seems to make it slide in there better without hanging up on anything.
All right, so we got squid, twinkle skirt. That's almost a fishing lure by itself right there.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's times that I've used stuff that small. All right, where do we go next?
Okay, now I'm going to put a bead on here, and I'm thinking I'm going to use a 6mm bead. Wrong ones.
Yeah, by the way, that's all rigging stuff right there. You think we rigged some tackle? Yeah, you're correct. And he's also got all the measurements for his leader right there on the end of the desk. So
Slide that down against the nose of the hoochie. The reason for that, when it goes into spinning fish, you got to have something for this to ride on, because this will be spinning on the leader.
yeah, so it's a ball bearing.
It's basically a ball bearing.
All right. All right, so we got 50-pound. Slide down to that.
50 pounds.
There's the lure completed at this point.
That's what it's going to look like.
So we have
50-pound leader.
So we got the black and chrome spin fish.
That's a 3-inch.
Yep. Right there. That's a money maker. And then we got the purple haze hoochie on it, a couple of big rivers, and 50-pound cigar. And we're going up to what's next?
Okay, now I'm going to put the swivel on the end of this, and I don't tie knots when I can get away from it. I like crimping. They're positive. You don't get a failure, and I'll show you how I do it. I'm going to put this on here, so otherwise I'm going to have beads all over the floor.
That's my job.
Okay, so what I do, first of all, I want this to be, we make our leaders 42 inches. So 42 inches right there. And I'm just going to cut this off. Put a sleeve on.
Yeah, so you're putting it through the crimp.
Yep.
And what size is the swivel?
And I use a number 1 swivel.
Just a
number. It's a 1/0 swivel.
There you go. So it's a 1/0 standard swivel, not a ball bearing.
Not a ball bearing.
You don't need a ball bearing for this.
No. Now I put it through there. Now what I do, and I've had guys tell me that when they do this, I've never done it myself, but I always just burn the end. I've had guys tell me they pulled this tight and forgot to crimp it and actually caught salmon, and it won't pull out just by burning the end of that.
Well, that's pretty cool, but crimp it anyway.
I'm gonna crimp it.
Because you know that'll be the one I have a fish on.
So I just take and
So we got a set of crimpers there, hitting it right in the middle.
Hit it in the middle, go both ends. If you get on the end, it'll cut the leader. And I just squeeze it. And there you are.
And we're done.
Now you got a spinning fish, 42 inches.
Perfect. All right, there
And
you go.
that'll catch fish.